Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers. It's your brother Lahu Ramadan Muhammad on the West Coast. Bring you that 911, brothers and sisters, that emergency that's coming to a city near you. And that 911 is calling you to tell you about that 411, what that emergency is about, brothers and sisters. And that emergency is about the national alert that will be sent out by the United States government stating that all black people, man, woman, and child, is a national threat to the United States of America, and that we have to be terminated, killed, murdered, shot on sight, brothers and sisters. And I know this is the 12th. This is a Monday. So on the 11th was Sunday. You went to the mosque. Ishmael wasn't pushing none of that. They wasn't telling you that there's a national emergency alert coming up. You went to the Christian church, the preachers, the rabbin, what's his name? Jenkins, whatever that one they try to push up to be the new Messiah. Because the enemy know damn well that the God is coming for us. So therefore, they got to put different people in different positions that look like you and me to deceive us and to tell us and to believe in something else, not to believe in what Master Farad Muhammad, the God himself, came to give us, what he set up, the Nation of Islam, and put Elijah in charge of, the messenger of Allah. 42 years Elijah taught to prepare us, to get our mind ready, to get that dirt that has been accumulated in our mind since we've been in the North American wilderness. Since we been in the North American wilderness, brothers and sisters. And when Master Farad Muhammad came, it was 1930. And if we got here in 1619, do the math, brothers and sisters. Do the math. That tells you how many years we had left, because that's what Master Farad Muhammad came to remind us, that we were under and in a covenant, a contract with the God called the Abraham covenant. You heard this before. This ain't nothing new. You say, well, Elihu Ramadan Muhammad, why you keep repeating it? Because gotta warn you, brothers and sisters, gotta let you know what's happening. Gotta try to kickstart your damn thinking so you can start thinking, because we have lost the ability to think, brothers and sisters, because for 400 years prior to Master Farad Muhammad coming, all of our thinking was done for us. Once we came into the North American wilderness under Abraham covenant, prior to that, we was doing all our thinking for ourselves. We had a hell of a civilization, and all the cave dwellers, Neanderthals, they came to our universities. Timbuktu. I mean, brothers, these are the things that we should already know. I shouldn't have to go back that far to bring you up to date. But it's a necessity, brothers and sisters. Because if I start from right now and start telling you about things, and then you be like, what the hell is he talking about? I'm talking about us, brothers and sisters. I'm talking about our reward. I'm talking about the heaven, the promised land that was promised to us after our sojourn in the North American wilderness after 400 years. So we had lost that ability to think. But when Master Farad Muhammad came, set up the Nation of Islam, put Elijah Muhammad in charge, and the lessons that we receive from Elijah Muhammad that was given to him by Master Farad Muhammad woke us up in the mind. Prior to that, we was damn near the walking dead, brothers and sisters. But he woke us up in our mind because he gave us student enrollment. He gave us things that told us who we really was instead of the things that we have been told that we were. Jungle bunnies, niggers, coon, tar baby. Well, the tar babies was talking about the demons. Before we knew that they were demons, they were called tar babies. That's the raping of the black woman. Once the white man went into her, he made his babies. And since they came out with the outside appearance of their mother, there was a black-faced white boy, a black-faced devil, a twin, an enemy to us. We know this world is ruled by the devil, ruled by Satan. In America, by the devil. Satan is false Israel that got put in that position in 1948 to counter what Elijah said when the Master Farad Muhammad said that we were the true seed of Abraham. We're the true ones that reap the benefit that fit the biblical story of 400 years under the Abraham covenant. But when the messenger of the covenant went into those 7 seals, and then that's when we start understanding what a damn tar baby is. A black-faced white boy. An enemy to us. An enemy that we never knew, brothers and sisters, until the lifting of those 7 seals by the messenger of the covenant, Master Suleiman. The wisest man on the planet. And what made him wise is he was able to go into that last book and lift those 7 seals and reveal everything that we are trying to tell you now. The Injil warriors and the warrior queens are trying to get you to understand and try to let you know the state of emergency that's coming your way to prepare you so you won't get got. You won't be in the gun sight of our enemy. You'll be able to flee to the mountains and avoid that massacre. But what do you do? What do those in the Nation of Islam do? The NOI? They fight against us. They like, who the hell is them ninjas? What they talking about? Because they don't know about the messenger of the covenant, brothers and sisters, because they have been misled. They say one will come and go to war with the saints and overcome them. The saints are the ones, the minister and the preachers that was under Elijah Muhammad. When Elijah left, they were the ones that were supposed to keep teaching and raising us up and preparing us for the messenger of the covenant, preparing us to let us know after our 400 years what we supposed to be doing and what we supposed to be preparing for. But they got deceived by that lying son of a devil, Louis Eugene Brown, modern day Farrakhan. And he got a book. He told us how he came back in, because after Elijah's son took over, Farrakhan was the spokesman. He was in charge of the nation. Wallace Muhammad got kicked out. So Farrakhan was in charge. So when Wallace got in, he started thinking about all that money that would belong to the Nation of Islam. Didn't belong to the family of Elijah Muhammad. It belonged to the nation, the followers who chipped in for 42 years. And then Elijah got the money and kept flipping it till created a bank created our own grocery store, created our own laundromat, created everything a nation needs. So we was a nation inside of our enemy's nation, inside of America. We was doing for self when Elijah was here. Now, since once Elijah left in 75, the imposter jumped in. The calypso dancer, the charmer, overcame the saints. And now, 42 years later, we don't know what's cracking. We are following the lead of Farrakhan. Farrakhan is not leading us to the promised land. Farrakhan is leading us in the sight of our enemy. So when that security alert come up in a few more days, they'll be able to slaughter us wholesale. But the messenger of the covenant is here to prevent that. And we, the NGO warriors who stood when the messenger of the covenant came, we stood to listen, to hear. And some of those who heard and was diligent about what they heard and went to work. And now they have become the new ministers that can decipher what the messenger of the covenant has given to us, and now is breaking it down through the scriptures, showing us what's really going on. Because the enemy then told us that heaven is up in the sky somewhere. But Master Farad Muhammad told us where heaven was. And the lessons that Elijah Muhammad told us where heaven was. The promised land. The river Egypt and the great river Euphrates. Arabia. Now the house of Saud, the dragon, renamed our land, called it Saudi Arabia, because they were when Britain conquered India, they put them in that position. Now they've been in that position, and their job is to feed Gog and Magog. India was the first great power, the great devil. How do you know this? Well, it's been revealed in Revelation, and they are the only ones that could put sanctions on other nations, starve them to death in a sense. And then out of the side of Adam, Britain, Gog, came Eve, Magog, America. Eve in your Bible. The Christians, the Neanderthals, the cave dwellers, the Chaldeans, the Bible was given to them, the sealed version. That was their revelations. Their job was to commit mischief and shed blood. Look up the word mischief. You already know the shedding of blood. That's the European's history. Because he was locked in the Caucasus Mountain for 1,000 years. He didn't have nobody to war with but himself. You look up their history, it'll tell you all about them. But once they were shown the way out by those nomads, Abraham's first seed, by Hagar, Ishmael, And the God blessed it, the family, Abraham, his wife Sarah, and Isaac. Ishmael was upset. So there was the payback. Showed the devil the route out of hell, out of where he lived, so he can bring hell upon the earth. And that's exactly what he has done. Went everywhere he went, he didn't have jack shiznat. Everywhere he went, he took everything with force, with shedding blood, with murder and deceit and deception. Is this not true, brothers and sisters? And if you don't know it, it's just because you don't know the history. You ain't heard from the messenger of the covenant. You ain't heard from the NGO warriors. And if you do hear from them, we're so brainwashed because we've been under our enemy for 400 years, brothers and sisters. We're so brainwashed that we use the enemy's language from the sealed Bible, from the unsealed Bible, to fight us and the messenger of the covenant who went in the sealed Bible, Revelations, and lifted the 7 seals, and now giving us new revelations, and came out with the Injil key. All these things you don't know, brothers and sisters, because the arch deceiver got in front of us and blocked us, the man of perdition, Louis Eugene Graham, modern day Farrakhan. So when Elijah came, when Master Fraud Muhammad came, set up the Nation of Islam, put Elijah in charge, 1930, brothers and sisters. And when Master Fraud Muhammad came, we had 93 years of our 400 years. So that means 307 years we had already did of our 400 years. Huh? You hear me, brothers and sisters? But between 1930 and the end of our 400 years, 2020, you see how many years have went by, brothers and sisters? How many generations have that been? And then when Farrakhan went to war with the Saints, he prevailed. Other words, what Elijah taught the saints, or taught the ones who was the ministers, the Levites, the priest tribe, to preach to the people and tell us and prepare us for the messenger of the covenant, he flipped the script and got them telling us some more. It got us with study guides. The study guides. The study guides. Ron Hubbard, teaching us other than what was told to be taught to us. Elijah did his job. And Farrakhan came in and did his job because he didn't deceive the Levites. Master Fraud Muhammad was a Levite. Elijah Muhammad's Levite. The Sinks that Farrakhan overturned were Levites. The tribe of Shabazz. Once Satan was let out of where they were locked up into, the Caucasus Mountain, by the tribe of Ishmael, they ran us out of the land, the promised land, Arabia. And we had to go down into the Levites' land. So therefore, when all the European nations, because they came and attacked us, but we would kick their ass out every time they came. But they joined together and attacked us simultaneously, all the European nations, and then we ended up over here in America under the title of slaves, went through a Holocaust. And then, but that Holocaust that he said, Abraham covenant, we'll only be here for 400 years. After that, the God will come and resurrect us. He came 93 years earlier to prepare us, to prepare our mind, to organize our mind, to get us back into thinking with that spatial mind, the mind of the God, the spatial mind that created all that we see that's in existence, the spatial mind. When we made the made man, we gave him the analytical mind. And then when he taught us from his mind, from the unsealed Bible, from his revelation. Brothers and sisters, can you hear? Can you start thinking? So anyway, brothers and sisters, at the Farrakhan, Master Fard Muhammad came, did his job, set up the Nation of Islam, put Elijah in charge, gave him the information to give us to clean up our damn mind, to prepare us for the mind that we were going to receive, to help us get out of the gravitational vortex that's got us locked into this American nightmare, the so-called American dream. We don't want to get out because look how many generations we've been here. We think this is what's supposed to be. And then when we so-called die, we assume because our enemy has told us, the cave dweller, Neanderthal, told us that we was going to a heaven. But they got a telescope that see 360,000 light years. And you got to do a checking on that. And they ain't spotted heaven yet. So therefore, we know from what we have been taught that the heaven that we supposed, it's in your books, brothers and sisters, that we receive from Master Fard Muhammad, that Elijah pushed. You know what I'm talking about. You know where the promised land is. You know where our heaven is. You know we're supposed to be coming up out of this with great substance. You know that since Farrakhan overcame the saints and flipped the script, now we got to go through tribulation to be from angels to God. That's what the 400 years did to us. We went through extreme pressure, brothers and sisters, and we couldn't fight back. We couldn't do nothing. So we was damming up the consequences of those who was doing what they was doing against us. But after them 400 years is over, he says, do unto them as they have done unto you. But we can't do that because they taught us to love and to forgive and be loving. That's what Farrakhan is pushing. Don't worry about the promised land, brothers and sisters. I got all my young student ministers asking the government for reparation. We're going to get some dead dollars. And then we're going to take them dead dollars that ain't worth jack shiznat. And we're going to get 6 states. When is all this supposed to take place? Brother, come on, man. We got deceived. So the messenger of the covenant gave us a new way of thinking and a new mind. But y'all are fighting against the new mind because you have been locked up and caught up in the way of your enemy. He's the God of this world, and the world is ruled by the devil and plagued by demons. Demons are the ones like your number one demon, Louis Eugene Graham. When that devil went into that black woman and out came a black-faced white boy. Whoever the man is, the man has the seed. And if your seed is a devil seed, you ain't going to make no God. You're going to make yourself. If he got with his regular woman, they're going to produce a devil. But if he get with anybody else's woman, he's going to produce a demon from them, from that people. So the people I'm talking about is the black people, the original, the seed of Abraham. They say it's 34 million of us in the North American wilderness, but after Master Suleiman lifted those 7 seals, he done revealed to us that half of that 34 million, 17 million, is the results of the enemy relentlessly raping our woman. And today our woman marry him and produce an enemy for our nation. 17 million strong. People who look like us, walk like us, and talk like us, but ain't got the mind of the God. They got the mind of their damn daddy. So brothers and sisters, that 911, that emergency that's coming to a city near you, is the 411. The information that emergency is going to be about. And that emergency is going to be about that you, black man, black woman, and your children, is a national threat to America. Why? Elihu, Ramadan, Muhammad, why will we be a national threat? Because just like Master Farad Muhammad said when he came in 1930, that we are under the Abraham covenant and that our 400 years is going to be over in 93 more years. So we had to prepare for it. So we had to prepare that mind and all that we had received under them 400 years taught us, got us out of the way of thinking like a God and got us thinking like some damn animals. You see how we act today, brothers and sisters. You see what we do, but it ain't our fault. But after Master Suleiman gave us what he given us, and then we're going to be forced, brother, forced to accept the truth or get ran over by the truth. Accept the truth or get ran over by the truth. Master Farad Muhammad is a war god. The messenger of the covenant is a war god, because anytime you come with a language that's different from those who are over control over you, when you come with a message that's different from their message, the American dream, that false reality, and then you're talking about war against that who got us in captivity, and we've been locked up in here as prisoners of war under gravitational vortex. We locked in. Well, my house is here, Elihu, Ramadan. My cars are here. All my worthy possessions is here. I got a good damn job on the plantation. I mean, at the plant. It's not a plantation no more, Elihu, Ramadan. You going, man, come on. Slavery is over. It's over. You got freed in 1886, but you still locked up in America. It's over? Hell no. Me not. We got to start thinking, brothers and sisters. And that's why the ministers, the NGO warriors, now are going into the book and revealing the scriptures to you that was given to us by Master Suleiman, who lifted the 7 seals of the 22 chapters of the book of Revelation, the sealed book, so we can get revelations, and that revelations will get us out of America, get us out of the 400-year prison zone that we've been locked up in, that we think is beautiful. It's American dream. Because now I can afford a house. Well, you don't afford it. It's under usage. You paid for it. You got a white picket fence. You growing grass that you can't eat. Your lawn look pretty. Every time somebody ride by, you feel that you got American. You got a brand new looking car out in the driveway. You got a top job. And Massa's company. But you're still a damn slave and don't know it. I'm your brother Elihu Ramadan Muhammad on the West Coast. WarAlert.org, brothers and sisters. The war is coming, and the target is every black man and black woman in America. The National Security Alert. Once Jerusalem is surrounded by his enemy, those who have our identity falsely, the false Jews in Palestine, you are witnessing the abomination and desolation. The abomination, look up the definition, it'll tell you what's going on there. They've been killing with they're killing them with no mercy. So abomination is talking about what they're doing. Desolation is the one who's doing it without no mercy. And since they got put into that position, after Elijah said that we were the ones who's going to be reaping that benefit of the Abraham covenant under that 400 years. In 1930, once he said that, in 1948, they put them false Jews over there that Hitler was burning. They put them in that land. And ever since they've been in that land, they have not known peace. All they know is war. Their time is up, brothers and sisters, because our time is up. So when that false reality is almost about to get destroyed, after American Britain is kicked out of the Middle East, out of heaven, the Middle East, they said the sun would rise from the east unto the west, from heaven to where the children of heaven is locked up in America, and we will be given a new understanding of ourselves so we can get that promised land after our 400 years. A war god. Master Farad Muhammad's a war god. The messenger of the covenant is a war god. And the Injil warriors are war gods. We got to go through tribulation, brothers and sisters. We ain't shitty. Shit is being put up on us. We go through tribulation to wash that shit off. When we get to our heaven, Arabia, we're going to be clean of all that shit that we received for 400 years. As I came before you, so shall I leave you. In the peaceful greeting of Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.